Today we will talk about XRP and another price prediction that is playing off of the one in the video I just put out that was about a $2,500 XRP from a financial industry insider, and this one's even a little bit more out there than that. This is about a 20k XRP, and I know that that will probably catch a lot of hate, but I am not only interested in crypto, I'm interested in the global economy and politics and a few other things as well, such as gold and silver. And I have made these two videos to go into a Bitcoin ETF, BRICS updates, and how XRP is tied into each of those video that I will put out tomorrow. So all of this is just kind of preparing us to be able to think of these more abstract concepts, because the crypto economy hasn't even really kicked off yet. We haven't gotten real world enterprise and institutional adoption. And it is my opinion that we can't even really comprehend the volume that can and possibly will come into these fintech projects like XDC, XLM, SHX, and XRP. So our previous all-time high was about 3.3 bucks, right? I think it wicked up to like 360 or 380 something at its absolute height, but obviously 2,500 and 20k are a long shot away from that. But there are multiple reasons why I think in the long term that could actually happen. So here is an example of the increase in the activity of the sales of XRP and where it is actually headed. So this is why we should be excited, not because of the codes out there like 589 and all of that stuff. I do think there are some interesting coincidences around that, but that's about all I can say at this point in time. It's all about institutional growth, expansion, and adoption. So this is showing by quarter that Ripple has really increased in its over-the-counter institutional sales volume. And that goes very well with the points that I am trying to make with these very high XRP price prediction explanations and reviews, because I am not saying that XRP will hit 2,500 or 20k. I am just reviewing it and explaining how these kinds of predictions can actually make sense in the long term if some things actually happen. So here is an update from politics, at least. Yeah, let's just get
I
into
don't
it.
anticipate it this year, actually. There was an effort made in the Senate to add some banking bill topics to the National Defense Authorization Bill. That didn't really go anywhere. That was a potential opening for perhaps the stablecoins legislation. But we want to go to the floor with both the stablecoin bill and the framework bill early in 2024. Okay. It'll be both the House Ag Committee and the House Financial Services Committee working on it. They'll be bipartisan, and I expect us to be successful early in 2024.
Early in 2024, and then a spot Bitcoin ETF comes right after that?
Well, look, the consumers want a Bitcoin ETF, and one of the things our bill does actually is create oversight for the spot market for Bitcoin for the CFTC from a regulatory point of view, which has been one of the impediments to getting an ETF approved. But I think those applications are near completion at the SEC. I think it's something that will benefit institutional and individual investors.
So that right there had a lot of really positive points. The big drawback for me is that we are now in 2024. It is a presidential election year, and we haven't really seen anything happen on crypto yet, and I don't really see this happening just in the sense of it is an election year, so a lot of these proposals are just posturing. But with everything else happening, with the Bitcoin ETFs very, very, very likely to be put into effect, this might be a point in time where we see some change from that trend, at least related to. This is a clip of Mickle, I think.
Here in this video, I want to talk about a $20,000 XRP.
Goes by, right? He did a review of this 20K XRP thing a while back before Chad actually updated it and got a lot of very positive feedback on it. But he probably caught a lot of crap for it as well, which I might too, but I don't have a huge audience. So we will see. I think everyone who has heard me will agree that I am pretty even keeled on these kinds of things, and I present and explain the pros and cons of these price predictions, and I try to be as practical and realistic as I can be. So here it is, right? Here is the old one, which is from August 18th of 2022. I won't run through that, but this is the updated one from December 30th of 2023. So he updated it because a lot has changed, right? So update note, the original August 2022 is still alive. Yeah, okay. So the road to is a journey that leads to a final destination. I don't care. So 1, asset scarcity. Part of supply and demand is also an issue, like an auction bid where a lot of people are competing on a finite amount of assets that only some of them may own. This can drive up value. It only stops when no one else is willing to pay a higher price. To account for future market appreciation, current price can be projected into value not realized yet. If I buy a valuable plot of land and sell the idea of a future desirable house, I can sell that same plot of land at a perceived value today based on what we think it might be at a point in the future. Without forced appreciation, only 250,000 of new money entered the hood, bringing the original money injection to $1 million, which is expanding on this example of a house. So the other 500K in the hood market cap is phantom money. That was an ugly M. This is due to the willingness to pay a price for an asset of perceived value, which is true. And a crypto example of that was the 2021 and 2022 absolute insane explosion of a bunch of cartoon NFTs. Third, limited assets. The Mona Lisa is valuable because it's the only one. We can make copies, or what we call derivatives, but we can't make more of the original. Also, because of the importance to society we place on it a high price, that value is in our heads. And a derivative is a type of financial contract whose value is dependent on an underlying asset, gr- gr- group of assets, or a benchmark, or a peg. Now for those new to XRP. There is not even 100 billion max in total, and it's not that high anymore because of the transaction fees. Can issue any other asset on the XRPL in the form of an IOU. Right now, XRP is dirt cheap today because almost all trading is a small public pool of existing money that's essentially wash trading back and forth. Circulating supply is king. And here's an example of what a wash trade actually is. In short, it's not exact, but it is kind of a pump and dump, right? So today the XRP market cap is 30 billion, but wait, that does not mean that there is actually 30 billion of money that has been put into XRP. The market cap is the current trading price times how many tokens there actually are. We were told that banks will send money to public exchanges, but what they are really sending it to are fully regulated custodians that hold XRP and provide the currency exchange. This is Ripple's software, now called Ripple Payments, was called ODL, but the whole ODL thing was a way around the SEC lawsuit because it still ran on XRP on the XRPL. RPs are not for huge guys in the attempt to even the playing field for small banks and money transmitters to eventually eliminate dependency of correspondent banking to large banks, allowing for competitions. RPs are for the minor leagues. Exactly the way we thought of ODL working at this time did not materialize, and that is because large ones like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, etc. will not send their transfers directly to open public exchanges. To clarify that retail trading point, this doesn't mean eliminating retail trading. It means that the actual purpose and the reason for XRP's existence is for instant access to global liquidity and swapping of assets without an intermediary entity in control. Banks require privacy, which won't change anytime soon. Let me be clear. No bank on earth will expose their internal ledger transactions to the public, which this is to allegedly protect us. We know that Ripple has been working with banks like Bank of America or SABB to create private XRPLs. This allows any bank to create a financial infrastructure privately without exposing customer or bank information. This could then it could then end up as a hybrid as well, where some private information is kept on theirs, and then some more publicly safe information is sent on the public XRPL, which would open it up to more people. So next we have XRP will become a reserve currency asset like gold. Remember from Ripple, banks holding XRP is the holy grail. Remember, XRP can issue any other type of assets, including CBDCs. That means that Bank of America can and probably will create a Bank of America coin on their private XRPL. So here's where we begin to make some assumptions about XRP and the adoption of it, but this thing relates into how Ripple, the company, is so connected into so many of the BRICS countries. Bank of America will create a private ledger and hold XRP as a reserve asset, like how a central bank will hold gold as a backing asset, even though that doesn't really happen as much as they want us to think. BOA creates BOA coin, an XRP derivative internally for tracking balances in accounts. Internally, they can do whatever they want as long as they hold a balance of XRP. They are not going to send their XRP just like a gold reserve, as in order to transact, a bank won't send gold. They'll just send their cash equivalent derivatives. In fact, they will seek to increase their balance in order to be able to conduct more business. How do they send their money to another bank? Enter liquidity hubs, now known publicly as Medico, which is a company that Ripple has purchased. This is an institutional grade custodian that holds a massive basket of different digital assets, which just so happens to connect directly with HSBC to act as their custodian as well. The LHs also hold a balance of XRP because they are the third-party exchange that requires a transfer on the XRPL of the IOU derivative into another IOU derivative. So, for example, from Bank of America to I don't know, Wells Fargo coin. Why? HSBC will not hold BOA coin. In turn, BOA will not hold HSBC coin. That's called counterparty risk. So BOA coin is sent to LHs and uses XRP to transfer into HSBC coin, which is what XRP does. It can be a third party equivalent as a way to convert one asset into another, like how they are doing with cross border payments in between different currencies. So have you caught it yet? They need XRP. It's now a business dependency, and just like gold, they are going to go beast mode on hoarding what now is the most valuable asset on earth. The entire global transfer of money depends on it, and we won't ever actually see it. Think of it as a digital arms race where every bank and each LH will hoard XRP to increase their own balance sheets. The majority of XRP escrowed at Ripple will never see the light of day as the lender of last resort. When they run out of OTC options, what's next? The public supply, or what we hold, and what is on exchanges right now. The circulating public supply of XRP on exchanges is far less than a lot of people think. A lot of XRP has been lost. Remember, banker Mellon had a billion XRP and died, so we can't access that. There is about 20-ish billion out there right now, which is a low supply. The banks, when they're set, are coming for the public XRP supply, and once they have it, it's gone, as in forever, because they will hold that in order to conduct all of their transactions at the volume that they actually have to have. So now imagine that the banks and LHs overnight begin panic buying the public XRP market supply, an institutional FOMO run on the order books with multiple billions hitting like a tsunami that we haven't ever seen. What happens when you wipe out the public order books in a matter of hours? We won't have anything under $1 XRP, and then when that happens, we'll have other exchanges begin to arbitrage to the highest price. Private wallets transfer in to cash out, which is exactly what I would do at that point. At that point, they're not coming back to dump on the public for profits, because that is peanuts compared to the business of global money transfers in the trillions. The global USD supply in circulation is somewhere around 40 trillion. To be in the 1% of public XRP holders, you would need around 60 to 70k XRP, which is worth about 30k on average right now. Now add the rest of the world's banks and the rest of the LHs as well. Add all of the extremely rich who will want their cut. Add the quadrillion and higher derivative market and ETFs. Add common use in public projects like video games, music, and film. What happens when that public circulating supply drops to only a billion? What's next? It's going sub-billion into the hundreds of millions. What's next? Only 100 million XRP in the public supply. What's next? It goes down to 21, for example. We all know what a supply of 21 million means, right? He's comparing that to Bitcoin and how they are always talking about how there aren't a lot of them actually out there, although the code could hypothetically be changed. One last thing, he didn't say what the price of XRP would be at. You had thought that all by yourself. So additions, sources of XRP, permanent lockup, bank private ledgers, LHs, ETF funds, private rich people, sovereign funds, XRPL sidechains. How the ETF brings price increase. The public exchanges hold XRP, ETF fund buys XRP, ETF locks up XRP, derivative shares are sold off, public supply drops, demand goes up, price has no other direction but up. So this does include on XRP becoming a world reserve currency, because it can be assumed that once all banks in the world depend on an asset, then it will become a reserve, a reserve asset. once all currencies and commodities are quote unquote coins, then they are all digital assets. So the term cross border fiat will be a term of the past. It will only be asset to asset. Expanding on LH's, I've talked about Nostro Vostro as well, which are essentially cash accounts that these financial institutions have to keep just to conduct all of their transactions. So that means that they aren't able to actually invest in with that cash. We talk about CBDC adoption, some built on the XRPL. A lot of the BRICS countries are working on that. His prediction is that the U.S. will ban CBDCs and adopt USDC as the de facto USD, which makes more sense compared to Tether. Passing the year 2030, we are essentially in a post ETF time. Instead of market cap, we should be comparing with market value, which would be a more complicated approach that would include and combine transaction volumes, global liquidity, total value locked, and investor sentiment as well. So this is how he came up with, man, that was long. I have to go all the way back up. The road to a 20K XRP. That's it in a nutshell. And now that we have that, we are talking about BRICS updates there, the updates on the Bitcoin ETFs, and then how an XRP ETF can come after that, because XRP has judicial clarity at this point in time. And I guess one final comment: if you do that math and you add up all of the things that he was actually talking about, and that is how you can roughly come up with a 20K XRP.